After my last guide, I was in a rut. I watched some solo guides and thought that maybe the Wintertodt group worlds were a waste of time. Maybe solo was the best way to go. Maybe it was the only way to go. I was being tortured by that cursed timer that counts down between each round. I'll never know why some disgusting fiend at Jamflex thought that everyone needed more than a minute between every kill. It taunted me as I wasted my time and gained no EXP. But then, I was struck by a divine revelation. All I needed to do was just hop worlds. And so I did. But what I accomplished, however, was far greater than just bypassing the timer. I bypassed half the Wintertodt health bar. Remember, if you can manage 500 points, then you get a crate with 2 rewards, and 100 times your fire making level in EXP. That ending dump of EXP alone is more than lighting a brazier 16 times, or more than feeding a full inventory of roots, so your objective should always be finishing the most games with 500 points, not completing every game from start to finish and getting 1,000. And unless you're an Ultimate Iron Man, this is hands down going to be the best EXP and rewards, rather than soloing or just waiting out the timer on the same world. You might think that you need to be there for most of the boss's HP to get 500 points, but if you practice and watch my guide, then you know you can easily get 1,000 points in a full game. But this idea of hopping into a game midway is aided by a mechanic I have always known about but never mentioned in my other guide. As the Wintertodd's health is reduced, the cold will damage you less, and instead attack the braziers and pyros more. I never mentioned this change in the Wintertodd's behavior in my previous guide because, aside from the fact that it's really obvious and covered in like every other guide, I also didn't see how knowing about this mechanic would help you. Until now. In the first half, the player is constantly being stopped by the cold, and this messes with your efficiency. But in the second half, you get constant opportunities to light and repair the brazier, which boosts your potential total points. Now, you know that you can animation cancel lighting the brazier into fletching for extremely efficient play, but even if you don't do that, getting 25 points from relighting a brazier is just plain faster than chopping, fletching, and feeding a single root for the same amount of points and even less fire-making EXP. So by hopping, your ability to accrue points and EXP is much better. You'll gain more rewards overall, and you'll have almost no downtime while playing. There is one issue with this method. Pyros, because they have actual HP bars, will only really knock out when the Wintertodt is below half health. And if you're doing this, you can't really heal, at least not as well, because when you hop worlds, you lose the rejuvenation potions. You also lose the Bruma herbs and concoctions, so you can't get around that by any ways. I didn't think this would be a problem because you can keep rejuvenation potions between rounds when you lose everything else, but logging in and out is coded to destroy your rejuvenation potions anyway. But this literally just wouldn't be a problem if any of you people actually ever healed. Like, seriously. So I guess this doesn't really change anything, because no one was healing anyway. According to the OSRS wiki, the average Wintertodt fight takes 5 minutes and 20 seconds, with wait time factored in. That's 320 seconds. The wait times actually account for more than 40 seconds out of that, but finding a new world to hop to might take at least 5 seconds, so let's be generous and say that hopping saves 35 seconds. That's over a 10% efficiency boost immediately. But you'll also be getting more kill counts alongside big juicy EXP drops and 2 reward crates that will total much more rewards than otherwise possible. So the fire-making EXP and GP per hour will go up much more dramatically than by 10%. How much faster is highly variable, because there are 4 servers that are all effectively at random healths. So if you coincidentally hop to a server that, let's say it's at 100% HP, it just started, that's way worse than if you get really lucky each time and hop to worlds that are at about 51% HP. So I can't tell you exactly how much better it is, aside from the fact that it's an absurd amount better. Just to confirm, I did about 30 minutes without hopping and 30 minutes with hopping, and these were my crate results. First, I spent just 30 minutes normally playing on a single world and completed 6 rounds. It actually took 31 minutes and 30 seconds exactly because I let the last round complete. I got 6 crates that averaged 965.8 points. You can see the breakdown on screen. As far as the EXP goes, the hourly rates don't really mean much because I'm not level 99 in these stats, and I'm not level 99 on any stats, so we're just going to break down roughly what I did and extrapolate potential EXP gains. I guarantee you'll see the differences far outweigh whatever small inaccuracy my methods produce. Using the normal method, my fire-making EXP gained was 1,350 times my level. My woodcutting EXP gained was 63 times my level. My fletching EXP gained was 126 times my level. and my construction EXP gained was 20 times my level. Now let's break down the EXP for the hopping method and see what we got. For fire making, we had 1,700 times our fire making level. For wood cutting, we had 67.5 times our level. For fletching, we had 135 times our level. And for construction, we had 50 times our construction level. As far as the crate rewards go, the first method of actually waiting out the timer resulted in me getting 6 crates that averaged 965.8 points. But my time spent hopping resulted in 9 crates. You might think that the rewards will be comparable because the other method will result in bigger crates, but that actually wasn't so much the case. My average round was 725 points, meaning that the statistical average of my crate totals 22 rewards, which is more than a 20% increase over the former. So just by hopping worlds, we got so much more money in EXP, and all I can say is, what is wrong with everyone? Why does no one talk about this? I've watched so many guides, and no one has ever figured out just to hop worlds. It's not on the wiki, it's not in any other guides, only one fuckhead on Reddit with 0 upvotes figured this out. But it doesn't matter anymore. I'm going to bring the RuneScape community into a new era of Wintertodt efficiency. The time for mediocre, clout-chasing RuneTubers looking to get easy views off their shitty guides is over. The time for Todd is now. Last note before I go, this discovery further increases the efficiency gap between 10 HP and high hit point level accounts. High HP accounts will have to bank more, and now that we can bypass the respawn timer completely, banking just results in wasted time. Another change that you might not have noticed is that in October of 2018, a delay was added to the agility jump while Wintertodt is still alive. This explains why there are less people jumping the gap all game. Still, between the rounds, the speed should be the same. This doesn't relate much to the guide, but I wanted to mention this because I think a lot of people could have missed this nerf, myself included. I totally didn't know about it when making the last guide. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So thanks for watching. I wasted probably several hours of my life getting 99 fire making without using this method. Don't be me.